Ozzy Osbourne is dead at 76. The godfather of heavy metal, the prince of darkness, the voice that launched a million devil horns, gone. And the entire rock world, from Black Sabbath to Jason Momoa, is in mourning. Ozzy passed away on the morning of July 22, surrounded by his family, just weeks after his jaw-dropping farewell concert in his hometown of Birmingham, England. His family released a simple yet gut-wrenching statement. It is with more sadness than mere words can convey that our beloved Ozzy Osbourne has passed away this morning. He was with his family and surrounded by love. We ask everyone to respect our family's privacy at this time. The timing couldn't be more surreal. On July 5, barely 2 weeks before his death, Ozzy performed what would become his final concert, a massive, emotional farewell event titled Back to the Beginning held at Villa Park. It was the first time in nearly 2 decades that Ozzy reunited with the original Black Sabbath lineup for a full performance. And the world showed up. Nearly 40,000 fans packed the stadium. An additional 5.8 million tuned in via global livestream. It wasn't just a show. It was a monument, a legend's last stand. And if that wasn't already enough to make your heart ache, guess who hosted the event? Jason Momoa. Yes, Aquaman himself. But in that moment, he was just another rock fan living his dream. Momoa called it a pinch-me moment, sharing the stage with Metallica, Guns N' Roses, Tool, Slayer, Pantera, Steven Tyler, and more, all paying tribute to a man whose music shaped generations. The concert raised over £140 million. That's nearly 190 million US dollars for Cure Parkinson's, Birmingham Children's Hospital, and Acorns Children's Hospice. It was the biggest charity event in metal history. And now, just weeks later, the man at the center of it all is gone. Jason Momoa was one of the first celebrities to react. He posted a photo of himself with Ozzy and Sharon on Instagram and wrote, "Love you at Ozzy Osbourne. All my aloha at Sharon Osbourne and Ohana. So grateful. R.I.P." Black Sabbath's official page simply said, "Ozzy forever." Metallica posted a vintage black and white photo of Ozzy with a single broken heart emoji. Elton John shared, "A true legend, and one of the funniest people I've ever met. My heart is with Sharon and the Osbourne family." Questlove wrote, "Long live the Oz." Flavor Flav poured out his feelings, real heartbroken over the passing of Ozzy Osbourne. And the tributes didn't stop there. Bret Michaels, Ice-T, Adam Sandler, Rod Stewart, John Bon Jovi, Flea, Youngblood, Pantera, they all weighed in. They all hurt. Because Ozzy wasn't just a rock star. He was the rock star. Wild, unpredictable, raw, and real. The man bit the head off a bat, and somehow made it iconic. He turned reality TV into a circus with the Osbournes. He beat addiction, came back from exile, and stood tall, or sat in recent years, in front of roaring crowds who never stopped loving him. Born John Michael Osbourne on December 3, 1948, in Birmingham, England, Ozzy rose from working-class roots to become one of the most influential musicians in history. In 1968, he co-founded Black Sabbath, a band that didn't just play music, they invented a genre. Tracks like Paranoid, War Pigs, and Iron Man defined heavy metal. But by 1979, his demons caught up with him. Fired from the band due to drug and alcohol issues, many thought he was finished. But oh no, Ozzy was just getting started. His solo debut, Blizzard of Oz, dropped in 1980 and unleashed Crazy Train and Mr. Crowley into the world. He followed it up with Diary of a Madman, No More Tears, and a catalog of chaos and brilliance. He won 5 solo Grammys, sold more than 100 million albums, and was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame twice, once with Black Sabbath in 2006, and again as a solo artist in 2024. Just last year. But the last few years weren't easy. Ozzy was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease back in 2003, though he didn't go public with it until 2020. He suffered major spinal injuries in 2019, which led to several surgeries and limited mobility. By 2024, he was performing in a wheelchair, but his voice, that iconic growl, still burned with fire. And then the rumors. Earlier this month, Ozzy's daughter Kelly had to slam online speculation that he was on his deathbed, calling out fake AI-generated photos and headlines. She insisted, "Yes, Dad is struggling. But he's not dying." Turns out, he was preparing for his last concert. A farewell to fans. A goodbye wrapped in power chords and pyro. That final show on July 5th wasn't just a concert. It was a reckoning. A gathering of metal royalty to honor the king. Reviews described it as epic and emotional, the live aid of heavy metal, and the greatest farewell in rock history. Jason Momoa was visibly moved. So were the fans. So were the musicians. It was a goodbye. We just didn't know how final it would be. Ozzy leaves behind his wife Sharon, his rock through every storm. His children Kelly, Jack, Amy, Jessica, Lewis, and stepson Elliot. And he leaves behind a legacy that reshaped music. He took the taboo, the dark, the weird, and made it mainstream. He turned pain into power, chaos into culture. He wasn't perfect, and he never pretended to be. That's why we loved him. Ozzy Osbourne is gone. But his voice, that primal wail that first rose from a Birmingham garage, will never fade. It's etched into every riff, every scream, every festival stage where black t-shirts and devil horns still reign. Rest in power, Ozzy. You are metal. You are metal. And you'll be echoing through the amps of eternity forever. Make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more celebrity updates just like this.